Ooh, that looks tasty. Welcome, folks. Today the Hungry Gamer is back with another episode of the Monthly Menu, and today we are talking about my top 5 most played games from July. And as always, as a reminder, at least until next year, we're actually talking about July 15 to about August 15, give or take a day or two. Now, jumping right in, last month's predictions. First, we have the list, the perpetual list that I never knock anything off of. Well, guess what? Not only did we play one game, which was a game of Sagrada, not only did we play 2 games, which also included a game of Tutankhamun. Not only did we play 2 games, we played 3 games, also with the original Sherlock Holmes and his Baskerville Irregulars, but we played 4 games off the list because we also played Dungeon Alliance, and I cannot believe we did it. In fact, we actually thought we finished the list until we went back and we checked, and there's 1 game left that I just overlooked, so we'll see, but you heard it, the list is almost done. Now, next one on my predictions was City of Gears, one that I'd been hoping to play last month, just didn't happen because I didn't remember how to play it. Yes, I did get to play it only once and only a 2-player, but enough to where I'm intrigued, and I would like to go back to it. So I'm definitely very intrigued by it. I'm excited to see kind of where it goes as I get more and more into it. Next one on the list was Vindication. No, didn't happen, not even close. So I'm sad about that, but that's the way it goes. Next was Too Many Bones, the automation or automaton of Shale, and unfortunately, no, I did not get to play it. As I said, I'm trying to get together with Improv Dan. He wants to play it with me, but we actually have something on the calendar for this coming week, so missed it by a few days. Didn't happen. Hopefully it happened this week. The next one was my big one. I was making a big deal about playing Flamecraft in Meat Space, the deluxe edition. Yes, I did. Now, it's not really fair because I happen to know that Mark Danger from Not Board Gaming was going to be out here in the area, all the way from the UK. He didn't come to visit me, just on a trip, but he was out here, and he was close enough, so he came up, and we had a game day. Peter Vaughn came up as well, so we got to play Andromeda's Edge, but Peter was here the night before, and my wife, Peter, and myself, we got to play Flamecraft. It's so cute. It's so fun. It's such a great production. I can't wait to actually have it in my grubby little paws. Now, moving into the most played games of the month. Here we go. Coming in at number 5, we have Ping Yao. And I include the Golden Pawner and Ping Yao core game in this. And I got to play some solo and a couple of games with other people. Again, I think mechanically this is such a good game. The level of banking that you're doing, it's a game about banking, but you're chucking dice, and those are your workers, and you're putting them out there, and you're managing loans and managing interest and opening new branches and all these things. And you have the Golden Pawner in there, and you're opening pawn shops, and you're collecting your interest, and you're upgrading your pawns, you're doing all this stuff, you're getting objectives and all this stuff. And it's so dry, but it's so thematically on point, and it's so fun. It is such a good Euro. It's got some issues in the printing. There are some misprints in the Golden Pawner expansion. They're easy to figure out. They're easy to cover, but it's a bummer. But overall, still really excited about Ping Yao. Really excited. Had a really good time playing it. So moving on to number 4. Number 4 is one that's appeared on the list a couple times, I think, and that is The Loop from Pandasaurus Games. And this is a cooperative, pandemic style. Again, by that I mean you're kind of moving around, putting out the fires while you're slowly making your way towards your win condition. And in this one, each player is a time traveler or a time agent, I should say, from a different era of history, going all the way back to medieval times and Elizabethan era, or the Renaissance, I should say, and then all the way to the robot-dominated future and to the apocalypse, and all of these different eras where each of the characters has their own unique starting deck with their unique starting artifacts and starting abilities. And through deck building and card play, you are managing Dr. Foe, who's going around and trying to destroy the timeline while you're trying to accomplish certain objectives that will give you the win. And the game comes with a bunch of different scenarios, which kind of changes the setup and the difficulty. And I've now played this game a lot, and it's just fun. It is one of, if not the, but definitely one of the best games of this type. This co-op, put the fires out, accomplish your objective. Really, really fun. Good table discussions you're going around, fun deck building, amazing art, all of that just really, really good. I haven't even played everything. We've played the first couple scenarios so many times because we don't beat them consistently on the easy level, so we're waiting to get to the hard stuff. And that brings me to number 3. And number 3 has definitely made the list before, and that is Lions of Lydia. Every time I introduce this game to somebody new, they're immediately taken in, they immediately enjoy it, and then I slowly start offering the different mini modules that come in it. And it's just such a good game. And all the reviewers that kind of pooped on it a little bit, you're wrong. Sorry, you're wrong. And I shouldn't say that because there's all opinion, but whatever, you're wrong. This is a fantastic game. I think the problem is that people just look at the base of where you're managing your bag of meeples, and you put one out in a spot, and you get some resources, and then you put a meeple out somewhere, and you use the resources to buy stuff and think, well, it's just so simple, it's so easy, there's nothing to it. But it is masterful when you start introducing those other elements, you start introducing those little mini modules, and it took me a long time before I even played them all, and it just is so much fun for that lightweight, splendor weight game that I just feel like so many people have missed on it. This game is fantastic. I love it. And Johnny Pack's cool, so I guess Johnny's a buddy, so, you know, take that with a grain of salt if you want, but I keep playing it, so there you have it. Moving on to number 2, and number 2 is one that I don't actually own. It just got played a bazillion times when I was at Gen Con, and that is Scout. And this is a set collection, trick-taking, use all your card style game, and the main conceit is when you get your cards, you can't move them around, and you can either flip the whole deck over or leave it where it is. And you're playing cards that are already in sets kind of built into the hand. And you're picking up cards as you go, and you're just trying to have a better set of cards or a better run of cards than the person who's out there before you. And if you can't do that, then you're able to just kind of take one of their cards off of the table and add that in any direction, any place you want. And you play through one. Each player gets to be first player once per game, and whoever has the most points at the end is going to win. And I gotta say, people love this game. I'm actually not as high on it as other people. I also got to try Cat in the Box, which is the other kind of hot game of that kind of style. And I think I found that one more interesting. And that's not to say that Scout's not a good game, because it is a good game. It just didn't grab me. So this is one that I think anytime I go to a big convention, you're going to hear me say I played it a lot. And you're not going to hear me talk about it in between. But I do think for what it is, I think this is a game that a lot of people really are going to like, and a lot of people really do like it. And if you're into that trick-taking, set collection style game, that's one that you should probably be checking out. In fact, you probably already have checked it out. But people who are really into that style game really love it. So that was actually my number 2. Then my number 1 is one that is a little bit surprising, because it's a longer game, it's a bit of a drier Euro, but that is Monasterium. And people who know how many times I actually played that last month will know that this is saying I did not play games that many times, because I actually only played Monasterium 4 times last month. So that tells you that everything else was less than that. And just as a reminder, I consider my plays as when I consider plays, I sat down and had a session. So 4 games of Scout played in a row, I'm counting as the same as 1 game of Monasterium, because that's how we sat down and played. But Monasterium, I just recently released my video. It's coming to Kickstarter sometime soonish. And this is a reverse dice drafting. I say that because you roll your dice and you seed the board with your dice. You choose what goes out. And then you're drafting the dice and you're activating your tableau. And as you go, you're building this tableau of actions that you can take as you're putting monks into these monasteries and trying to achieve these in-game scoring objectives that are out there and fill up this kind of Sudoku-style stained glass window that you're making. And this is a game that, you know, this is another dry Euro, but it's one that really has me intrigued. I think this is a very fun Euro. I think the mechanics feel pretty darn unique with the reverse dice drafting is what I'm calling it. And just one that it really has me wanting to go back and play again. Very, very cool Euro. Very dry, but very, very cool. Very, very fun. Really looking forward to playing even more of that. Now, that brings us to this coming month's predictions. First off, the list. We got one game left. I'm hoping we can actually knock it off. We shall see. Number 2, this is the one that's probably not going to happen. That is Oathsworn. It's probably not going to happen because I don't have it yet. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. People, Barrett to meet me at the table has had the game for like a month. I don't even have a shipping notice yet, but good on them. They sold that many, so hopefully it's coming soon, and I'll get to play it. And of course, if you know me, you know that I don't play those games until I've done some painting, so I'm going to have to paint at least 4 of these minis before I can get started, so we'll see if it happens. Heck, we'll see if it even arrives before the month is out. The next one is Too Many Bones, Automation of Shale. Again, I really wanted to play this last month. It just didn't happen, but I have on the calendar this week Improv Dance coming down. We're going to play, so I'm very confident that's going to get knocked off the list. The next one was my game of the year 2 years ago, one of the 2 games of the year I had. That is Guildmaster. And this is one that I just don't get it to the table as often as I would like. I actually made a solo AI for it, which I haven't put up anywhere because it involves cards, and I haven't figured out a good way to put the cards up there for people to print them out, but eventually I'll do. But that tells you just how much I like the game. I think this is a fantastic game of this blind bidding and action selection. It's got dice chucking in there and tableau building, and just pretty darn thematic with amazing art. I love the game, and I'm really, really looking forward to getting it back to the table. I'm going to a local convention in a couple weeks, so I'm planning to take it there, maybe get a max player count game. Really looking forward to Guildmaster. Such a fantastic game. Which brings me to the last one I'm predicting to play, and this is another gimme because I already have people that want to play it with me at this little con, and that is Vast Mysterious Manor. Still my favorite Leder Games game. It's ridiculously complex. You're always making rules mistakes, but it's just so much fun. It's a fragile game. It's easy for someone to blow it, but it's just wonderful. I'm happy every time I play it. I now have my whole complete set is painted. Now I can use it all. So really looking forward to that one as well. So there you have it, folks. That is my July monthly menu, and we'll see if I can knock these 5 off. If Oathsworn arrives, I feel like I can actually get all 5 of my predictions, but we'll see what happens. I also have a huge stack of stuff I'm supposed to preview, make how to play videos for, and all of that. We'll see what happens. As always, if you found this video enjoyable, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.